안녕하세요 여러분, 엠쌤입니다. Hi everyone, Margarita here, and this is your K-pop lyrics breakdown series where we take K-pop lyrics, we dissect them, and that helps us learn Korean in a more fun and interactive way. And today, we're gonna be looking over the lyrics for IU's song featuring Suga from BTS called 8. And before I go ahead and sing for you the lyrics that we'll be breaking down today, because copyright hates me and I'm not including any original music in this video, I realized that you guys quite liked this split breakdown format where I dissected half of the lyrics here on YouTube and then posted a second video in my IGTV going through the rest of the song. So I'm gonna do the exact same thing today. If you want to find out what Suga's rap means and what Korean grammar we can learn from there, head over to my IGTV. The link is going to be in the description of this video. And now, without any further ado, let's get into these lyrics. Oh, also, I know that the song carries a lot of personal and emotional connotation in it. All of us are well aware of the friendship that IU had with the late Hara and the late Sully. We all understand that this song is a tribute to them, to their legacy, to the beautiful souls that they were, and to the fact that they left us way too early. So even though the contents of the song are not a laughing matter at all, I still want to make this video lighthearted and happy as a sort of a personal strive to maintain this happy, light legacy that is left behind these wonderful, wonderful ladies. So, yeah. So are you happy now? Finally happy now, yeah. 뭐 그대로야 난 다 잃어버린 것 같아. 모든 게 맘대로 왔다가 인사도 없이 떠나 이대로는 무엇도 사랑하고 싶지 않아. 다 해질 대로 해져버린 기억 속을 여행해. 우리는 오렌지 태양 아래 그림자 없이 함께 춤을 춰. 정해진 이별 따위는 없어. 아름다웠던 그 기억에서 만나 forever young. Oh, 이런 악몽이라면 영영하지 않을게. That was the full lyric. My bad. The rest of the lyrics breakdown you can find on my IGTV later today. So the first two lines are obviously in English, but then the third one goes like 뭐 그대로야 난. And generally it means I'm just the same. If we break it down, 뭐 means what? 그대로야 난. 나 is I, and here it is with a subject marking particle, so it is the subject of the sentence. 그대로야. 야 is a very informal particle. 그대로 basically means as is. I'm pretty sure 뭐 그대로야 난 is kind of like a set phrase or a variation of a set phrase that in Korean means I am just the same as always. All you native speakers and Korean teachers, please correct me if I'm wrong. Next line, 다 잃어버린 것 같아. I feel like I've lost everything. 다 is everything. 잃어버린 comes from 잃어버리다, which means to lose. It is actually a compound verb, and if you want to know more about those, I've made a weekly Korean video about it, so check it out in the cards. But here we have 잃어버린. We have a 닌 attached to this verb because that attaches it to 것 같아, which essentially means I think. Funny enough, it's written with an a, but it's pronounced with an e. I believe that's just like a colloquial thing that's happened. I feel like if you pronounce it 것 같아, it almost sounds unnatural, so yeah, ignore the spelling almost. Next line, 모든 게 맘대로 왔다가 인사도 없이 떠나. Everything comes as it pleases, then leaves without a goodbye. 모든 게 is everything. 모든 is every, 게 is thing. 맘대로 means however the heart pleases, however wants. 맘 comes from 마음, and that's your mind. So do however your mind wants to. It's very interesting, but I've noticed the little particle 대로 appearing all throughout this song. Literally, first line, 그대로. Second line, no, we don't have. Third line, 맘대로. Then in the next line, 이대로는. Then next line, 다 해질 대로. And then I'm pretty sure it appears so many other places throughout the song. I don't know if this was intentional. I don't know if I'm looking too much into it, but that's something I noticed. And technically, 대로 means as is or as can be. It really depends on the context and however you add it to whether it's a verb or a noun or just have it on its own. Yeah, it's a bit of a tricky particle, and I don't think I've made a weekly Korean video about it, so if you want one, I'm happy to deliver. Next word is 왔다가. 왔다 is the past tense version of 오다, to come, and then we have 다가 added to it, which is a little particle that indicates a shift of state between one thing that something was doing and then it started doing something else. But with 다가, the subject of the verb has to be the exact same thing. So if in the first part of the sentence we're talking about everything, 모든 게, then that 모든 게 also needs to be doing the action in the second part of the sentence. 모든 게 맘대로 왔다가 everything comes as it pleases. 인사도 없이. 인사 is kind of a greeting, but in this case it means goodbye. 도 is even. 없이 comes from 없다, to not have. And then 떠나 comes from 떠나다, to leave. Next line. 이대로는 무엇도 사랑하고 싶지 않아. 이대로는 means at this rate. 무엇도 means anything. 사랑하고 싶지 않아 is a bunch of verbs bunched up together, where you have 사랑하다, which means to love. Then you have 고 싶다 added to it, which means to want. So 사랑하고 싶다 means to want to love. But then you actually have 지 않다 added to 고 싶다. So you have 사랑하고 싶지 않아, or 않아, which means I don't want to love anything at this rate. Next line. 다 해질 대로 해져버린. And here, this line doesn't really end a sentence. It kind of splits between this and the next line, so I'll say them together. 다 해질 대로 해져버린 기억 속을 여행해. 다, we know, is all. 해질 대로. 해지다 means to wear out. And then we have 딜 대로 added to it, and for my research I saw that that means as can be, so like as worn out as can be. 해져버린 is kind of the same verb, 해지다, but then combined into a compound verb with 버리다 to give this a meaning of to fall into disrepair. That's literally the definition I got from Naver Dictionary, and it doesn't really sound too convincing to me, but I think it's just this poetic thing that they do in these lyrics to like repeat the same word, almost like alliteration that we have in English, where same words starting with the same letter, just to make it like the drive the point across type of thing. So I want you to notice that the verb 해져버리다 here ends on a ni은, so it directly modifies something. What does it modify? The noun in the next line. 기억 속을. 기억 is memory, 속 is inside, or in this case through. And then we have 여행해. 여행하다 is to go on vacation or to take a vacation. So this line essentially means all memories worn out as can be, I'll vacation through them. I kind of shifted things around and almost made this into two sentences, because in English it's just very hard to find a similar sentence pattern as in Korean, because we don't have direct modifiers. But you get the gist. Now we're getting into the chorus. 우리는 오렌지 태양 아래. 우리, us, or we. 오렌지 is orange. 태양 is sun, as many of you YG fans know. 아래 is underneath, or bottom. So, us, underneath the orange sun. Next line. 그림자 없이 함께 춤을 춰. We are dancing without shadows together. 그림자, shadows, or silhouettes. 없이 comes from 없다, to not have. 함께, all together. 춤을 춰 comes from 춤을 추다, which means to dance. And then the next line we have 정해진 이별 따위는 없어, which means without a decisive parting or things like that. And here I actually stumbled upon something that I'm not entirely familiar with in Korean, so again, all of you Korean speakers and teachers, please help me out here. But 정해진 comes from 정해지다, which means to be decided or settled. 이별 is a parting, or again, a goodbye of a sorts. And then we have 따위는. I'm not entirely sure what that means. I've searched all throughout Naver and the Naver dictionary, and all I managed to get is that it means etc. And then 없어. So without a decisive parting, comma, etc. Is that what this line means? I'm not too sure. So correct me here. But also, I just wanted to draw your attention to this line. This chorus actually repeats twice throughout this song, and I'm not gonna go over it twice, obviously. And there's only one word change in the entire chorus, where they change 이별 to 안녕, which also kind of means a goodbye, because when you say 안녕, it's hello, or you can say 안녕, which is bye when you're finishing a conversation, and essentially 안녕 actually means peace. So just wanted to throw that little piece of trivia at you. Next line we have 아름다웠던 그 기억에서 만나. Let's meet in those beautiful memories. 아름다웠던 comes from 아름다웠다, which is a past tense version of 아름답다, which means to be beautiful. 던 is a past tense direct modifier. To be fair, I'm not entirely sure why they use it here. I guess once again just for beat purposes and poetic stuff. But 그 기억에서 만나, 그 means that, 기억, memories, 에서, in. 만나 comes from 만나다, which means to meet. Then we have forever young, ooh, 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 ooh. Totally in a different key here, but it doesn't matter. Then last line for today is 이런 악몽이라면 영영 깨지 않을게. If it's this kind of nightmare, I will not wake up forever. 이런 means like that or like this. 악몽 is nightmare. 악몽이라면, in this case, this entire little addition to 악몽 means if. When you say 악몽이라, it's kind of another way to indicate the topic of the sentence. It's a little bit complicated, so if you want me to make a weekly Korean video on ira and other ways to topic indicate in a sentence, I'll be happy to do that. 영영 means forever or permanently. 깨지 comes from 깨다, which means to be awake or to wake up, and then 지않다, which means not to, and then 을게 is a future conjugation. Then we go into Suga's rap, which I'm not going to try and attempt here. I might attempt it in my IGTV part 2 of this K-pop lyrics breakdown, but I'm not sure I'm gonna succeed. So head over there if you want to continue breaking down these lyrics. If not, I hope you all have the most wonderful day. I hope you learned something today. I hope this song was a bit of a wake-up call to everyone. Whatever else it made you feel, I hope everyone is doing really, really well. I hope you're talking to your loved ones, knowing that there's always somewhere there for you. And with that said, I hope you all have the most wonderful day, and I'll see you all in my upcoming video. Bye! 안녕!